देख ले देख ले मेरी तरफ से जो वेलकम
Very warm welcome to Satsang today. Shri Modi ji ki jai. I seem to be getting an echo. Namaste, namaste. Thank you so much. Thank you all so much for joining in. And if you're in the Hangout, you can just unmute your mic to ask your question. And if you're outside, you should see a question and answer application where you can type your questions in. So happy to see all of you. The mind is always in a rush. It's always worried about future, what is going to happen. It's always regretting the past. Why did this happen? Why did this have to happen in this way? All of this, future and past, is only in the mind. If you were to become completely clear that there is no past and there is no future, all there is this now, in this moment. Then nothing could bother us. That's why my master says, who am I without my stories? Stories are always about past or future. Can there be a story in the now? So there can be no story, there can be no mind in the present. It's so beautiful how these words were even made. Sometimes we contemplate language and we see that the word present must come from presence. So it must have been some great Gyanis who put together the languages, you see, to be able to say that, how do I describe the now? To say that what is here now, there is a presence here, therefore we can call it the present. How language must have evolved to such a beautiful word. So just as a linguist, you can't come up with these. If you're just operating from the mind or you have some bookish knowledge, you cannot come up with these. So what is here now? The mind will say that there is nothing in the now. Why do you want to be in the now? There is nothing there. There is nothing here. Isn't that what the mind says? It gets scared. You see, it's scared of the now. If you were to just stay here, then initially the mind can throw some fears. It can seem very uncomfortable. Once you get used to the taste of this moment, get used to the taste of this moment, then you will not run after the taste of any experience. Then you will not run after the taste of any experience. Most of our life goes in chasing some experience. You want to chase love, you want to chase peace, you want to chase joy, you want to chase bliss. And most people, if you ask them, why do you want freedom? I want to taste the joy and the bliss. It seems like that.
My present, there is a history of sadness now, but doesn't matter.
Yes.
As well as 2 years ago, I feel love. I can embrace to get both. Doesn't matter. There is a history.
Yes. Yes. It is all the past. When we say history means past, isn't it? So there might be some emotional residue, some remnants of that emotion which still stay here.
Some resetting inside.
Yes.
On its own.
Yes. Yes. So when we look at all that happened in the past, there are two ways to look at it. One is that we look at it as a dream and say, just like the memory of my dream last night, this memory of the past is there. That is one way. Second is to look at it as grace and say that all that happened, we don't pick and choose. We don't say only the good things were grace and the rest were not grace. We say all that happened was grace because it has brought me here. Everything has brought you, your entire life has brought you here, now. And if you're here, not physically here, not in this satsang, not in the hangout, just here. If you're here now, it must have been grace. Then we cannot have any grievances. We cannot have any blame. We cannot have any regrets. And the best part is we cannot have any story about myself. You can say that in the adventures of this one, it seemed to happen like this. But actually, through all of it, nothing happened to me. Because nothing has ever really happened to you. Can anything happen to you now? Everything can only happen in the appearance. Everything is happening to the appearance, within the appearance. And you can never be the appearance. You're always the awareness. So simple when you look at it like this. There's awareness and there is appearance. Where are you? Right now. There's all this appearance. This body is here, this computer is here, this bottle is there, this table is there, all the appearance is there, this body is there, some thoughts will be there, some emotions could be there, breath could be there, all this. If we try to focus little, we get confused. We say all is the appearance. Then who is it appearing to? Can anything happen to that awareness? And if nothing can happen to this awareness now, then nothing has ever happened to you. It cannot be that the past was different if there is a past. If awareness is untouched now, then you are always this awareness, hence you are always untouched. So if you're saying that something happened, it means that something happened in the appearance. Nothing has ever happened in awareness. Nothing has ever happened to awareness. All this can be said to have happened inside awareness or from within awareness, but awareness remains untouched by it. I'm always guided towards simplicity. Always guided towards simplicity. So just in looking like this, awareness and appearance, where am I? Oh, there's a strong thought, another appearance. Strong emotion, just appearance. My body is in pain, another appearance. There's so much happening around me, so much, another appearance. Where am I in all of this? I am just aware of it. I am just the awareness itself. Therefore, we say that awareness does not have a story. What story can we tell about ourselves? All stories are of the appearance alone. Okay, let's catch up. Vikas said, "Good morning, waking up with your voice in my ears as first thing in the morning, feeling blessed." Very good. Namaste, namaste, Prema. Namaste, Cornelia, Meera. DT is here. Atma, namaste, Jasminder, Kanchan, Zoe, Aditi. Bhagavati says, "Father, living without a story is the most beautiful place to live." Yes. Very good. And Nitya wants to come up? Yes, very welcome, my dear. Come. Do you know how to unmute? Should I try and unmute it for you? I cannot. Oh, she cannot unmute. We can wait. We can wait for a couple of minutes. No problem.
No, no, no.
Yes, very good.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes,
Hello?
I can.
Oh, I, I really have nothing to say, but I just want to, confront with what is here.
Yes.
Actually, there's nothing here. um, Nothing here yet, no. There was so much here. That's the technical. I can find anything.
We feel that there will be so much. We feel there will be so much to say, so much to say. But when we come in the sun and we find nothing here now. Very beautiful. Because actually there is nothing to do. There is nothing to do. You have always been free. The one that pretends to be bound never existed. It is not real. Right here, right now, it is completely clear. Even if the mind is saying, coming and saying, no, no, it's not clear, the mind can say that again. Something there is completely clear.
The word in the beginning, you were just so perfect. Did you understand me?
The audio is not very clear, but I get a gist
The
of what
words, the words in the beginning were just so perfect.
yeah. I'm very happy you're able to come to this.
Thank you.
So much love to you. Always in my heart. You're always in my heart. And if you feel to come up again, feel free. You can come up again if you like. Something can seem a little unsteady. When we're just here in the now, it can seem like something is pulling me. It can feel like something is pulling you into some belief or some thoughts about the past or the future, some worry, some fear. All this can come. But know that when you're in the present, it is the presence of the Sadguru which is guiding you. This is what Babaji meant when he said, why do you leave? Then why do you leave Satsang? Then the questioner asked him that at your feet everything is always fine. But when I leave and go to the marketplace of the world, then all the suffering starts again. And Papaji says, then why do you leave? He meant, why do you give your belief to anything other than the presence of your own being, the presence of the Sadguru in your own heart?
My mom was asking me the other day. She was saying, I can understand that consciousness does everything.
Yes.
But she says, I can't accept that it would, for example, kill children or molest children.
Yes.
So she says, oh, isn't it the mind doing something? Yes. So she wanted, she asked me, I didn't know what to say.
Yes. Yes. It can seem like this question is there, that what about all the horrible things? You say consciousness is the one doer. Then what about all the horrible things that happen? It must be said that it is still only consciousness that does them. And this contrast of life does get created like this. But you know what the best news is? The best news is that in the seemingly most horrific circumstances, truly nothing is hurt. It can seem very strong, all emotions can come. Even here, so much grief came when I heard about the kids, 130 children in school were shot dead. It is unfathomable how it could happen. So grief, it is natural to come. And that day, I was feeling that I keep telling my son, why do you leave your clothes here? Why do you leave your shoes here? Why can't you keep them in their place? Any of that. All of that we tell them. That imagine the parents who would never saw their kids again. It can seem like all these emotions can play But in this realm, it has always been like this. The complete contrasts have always been here. Mhm. Jesus was put up on a cross. The true, pure expression of love itself was put up on a cross. So this is the way this realm seems to play. And if we get involved in this realm as an object in this realm, then all this can seem too much, too much. That's why it's important to remember who we are. So that we see that all of this, the best, the sublime, the most sublime experience and the most horrific experience, both are just coming and going. And it shows us the great value of not getting attached. This appearance, if we get attached to anything, if we say something is me or mine, the simple way of explaining attachment is just to say something is me or mine. And if we get attached to anything in this experience, this world will always show us that it will not last. So ultimately, all is coming from this space of neutrality. Awareness is completely neutral because for awareness, nothing has ever really happened. So all of this is consciousness alone. And we cannot fathom consciousness.
She can't seem to accept it. She says, for instance, like you haven't experienced something like that. So it's easy for you to say.
Yes.
Even she'd say something like, well, you've never been on the street, so it's easy for you to say everything is fine.
Yes. But from what I have experienced, I can tell you that I told once about this lady who was staying with me in Rishikesh, in same Muji's house. We were all staying together, and her fiance or her husband passed away, young lady, and her fiance or husband passed away maybe the year before. And she said that this was the experience of pure grace. This was the experience of pure grace. The closest beloved one, he left his body, and she said that initially it seemed like the worst thing. It seemed like the worst thing, but it was pure grace. Because without this, I would not have discovered the indestructibility of what I truly am. I would never have figured that the truth can never die. And I discovered that everything in the appearance is just coming and going. Anything can go. I remember in Rishikesh the same year, we went and I shared this story also, where there was this couple who came to Satsang, young kids. They were on a delegation, young kids delegation from the United States. And they were in college, these kids. And a couple had come to Satsang. I was back in Bangalore, so I didn't see them in the Satsang. They came in Satsang and they spoke. And the man said that I just want to be with this woman for the rest of my life, and it's the most beautiful thing. They were so much in love with each other. You see. And then I went and we were visiting an ashram, and the news came that this man died in a accident. He drowned in the Ganga. The strong news came, and we went along with Mujiji. We went and visited the girl. We went and visited this girl whose life partner, as she believed, had passed away. And Mojiji told her, and we just sat silently with her for a long time. And then he said that even one day, even this one day, you will say it was grace. Because you will discover that what is here cannot die. You will find the truth of your true nature. Yes. And in these cases, very natural for the emotions to come. We are not saying that we become completely robotic. Neutral does not mean that all emotion stops. Neutral only means that the witnessing is witnessing even the flow of this emotion. Everything in the appearance, if you're truly desirous of the truth, is pointing you to the truth of what we are. If we go through the entire life, we have a full life. Say we live 120 years, but we never figure out what we are. We're just involved in the appearance all the time. Then what is the point of such a life? How many such lives must we have already gone through? And we have seen with the events in the recent past that this life could be over any minute. Any minute it can be done. And if it can be done any minute, then what is the best use of what is available here now? If this life is available here now, then let's find out what is it that we are. Let us find out the undying one before death comes. Let us discover whether something real can die. Actually, I was going to mention in Satsang the other day about the Sydney event with the Lint Cafe. I'm going to say that see, life can get over so quickly. You walk into a cafe and you don't know who would expect, at the Lint Cafe that is going to be the last few moments of my life. Who would expect? And then a couple of days, maybe the next day itself, this incident happened in Pakistan. So it has never been in any period in history where it's only been the chocolate flavored events which have happened. There has never been a time in history like that. Life is always providing both the contrasts. The programmer seems to have written the game like this. And we can keep arguing with reality and say, but, how can the programmer be like this? How can God do this? Or we can accept that that's the way it is. And to find out who am I in all of this. Nitya said, Father, exactly this experience came to me this night. How much grace is lying in just all appearances. Yes. The love in just everything. You see, who can say this? And I don't feel I will forget this moment where I had this conversation with this lady in the Very, very calmly she said that it is the experience of the strongest grace in my life that my beloved was taken away from me. He passed away. You can see. Everything is grace. And Dee says, thank you so much for talking about these world events. I have been struggling with this. Thank you, beloved Anantaji. You're so welcome. We want the world to be free from its suffering. We want the world to be free from its suffering. And it's beautiful, beautiful like that. Then what must we do? If you want the world to be free from its suffering, first let's start with ourselves. Let's show the world the way. If there is a world, then let's show the world the way to be free from suffering. Because the world doesn't need any more talk about freedom from suffering. It does not need any advice. It does not need any more knowledge about suffering. It needs you to show the way. It wants you to be a role model. It wants to see that it is possible. So show the world the possibility of freedom from suffering right now. That is the best seva we can do for the world. That is the best satsang. In our refusal to get deluded, in our refusal to become a person, to pretend to be a person. That is the best satsang. No other strategy works. You see, with these strong events and strong situations, the ego runs out of moves. No strategy can get us over this grief. No mental understanding can help. No intellectual negotiation, intellectual bargaining that we constantly do can help. It is just the grief will appear through something or the other, and it can be seen that in the moments of this strongest grief, what am I? Aditi says, how would you suggest counseling those outside of the understanding of satsang about the death of the children? There is no one size fits all, you see. When you are in the presence of one with the question, then just trust your heart and the right words will appear through your mouth. Everyone has a different set of conditioning, and we cannot provide a solution that it would be best to explain it this way, because everyone has a different set of concepts that they believe. So if there is no one size fits all, just make yourself available and speak from the presence, and you will find that the right words will come without even this expectation that the right word should come. Because that itself, if you're hoping that okay, I hope only the right words come, then sometimes it can play tricks with you, this expectation. Just be available as the presence itself and let the words move on their own. I wish I could say something that just tell them these couple of things and their suffering will go, or their grief will go, or they will understand. But it is not that easy. There is nothing which we can just say which will work with everyone. So just show them your presence and speak from there. And I'm sure that in your freedom, they will feel a sense of freedom themselves. You can speak to your mom when she comes in Satsang. At least that'll be the first question I ever get from her.
She's very shy.
Atma has to go in 10 minutes. Oh, thank you for being here, my dear. You need to get you a new computer because I haven't seen you, it seems like, for a long time. Did I miss something earlier? Oh, okay. Vikas had said, have a strong urge to meet you in person. Is it possible anytime sooner? Yes, anytime. Whenever you can come to Bangalore.
Thank you.
Very welcome, my dear.
I'm checking the tickets and I'm getting a very strong intuition that I may see you before New Year.
Okay, okay. Very good.
I'd like to ask one question.
Yes.
Is fear and then the excitement, like fear comes out of thinking about, what would happen in future or, uh, like this might happen, that might happen, and then, anything that could be negative. And then excitement is thinking about positive things. Oh, this good is going to happen. So in both the cases, I'm kind of struggling to, sleep peacefully or, in either case, either I'm too happy or too being too optimistic or being, too pessimistic or, thinking about being in mind. Uh, the same kind of disturbance is there, either out of this excitement or out of anxiety. So is it the same side of the two coin or like mind playing its game either way or one is better than the other?
One thing I've noticed for you is that this issue of sleep seems to be an issue for you. So just forget it. Let God decide when sleep has to come or not. Don't try to manage your sleep because anytime you try to manage sleep, it starts to run from you. You say, I want to sleep and get a good night's sleep today, I will go early and things like that. And then you will just lie in bed and just toss around and be restless. Don't try to manage your sleep. Just sleep when sleep comes. And don't sleep when there is no sleep. It's okay. And you'll find that as you let go, as you surrender this problem also as God's problem, as Guru's problem, then you will, in a few weeks, you might laugh at how you even had a sleep problem. But if you try to manage it and you say, okay, should I do this? Should I not do that? Then it becomes worse and worse and worse. That's why so many people have to be on some medication or something. And even that is okay. If that is what the body requires, if that's what the car needs at that time, that's okay. The one who has given this body, let him take care of it. And he knows exactly how it is to be done. You just be neutral to it and you watch how everything is moving on its own. So don't try too much to manage your sleep. The other question, the main question which you had was that there are these two aspects. So it could be something which is, you know, things which seem to trigger fear, and there are thoughts which seem to trigger excitement. Both don't let me sleep. That's why I don't believe any thought. Just let it come and let it go. Or believe the thoughts which are talking to you as awareness. Only believe those thoughts. Which thoughts are talking to you as awareness?
Uh, like yesterday, I could feel your words, calming me down. When I'm again thinking or being drawn into a certain thing, I could feel, you're saying believe in now and everything is fine. I mean, I could see that the words like just be aware and don't believe in that. But then again, uh, it becomes too much. Like for a certain time, I could see and I could very well be aware for everything that is happening or for all the thoughts. But then, the crowd or the noise becomes too much that I just get drawn into that. And then at intervals, I do remember, like after half an hour, I'll do, oh, what am I thinking? And I'll, just notice that and try to be aware of that. Uh, but yeah, in both the cases, the awareness is there. Sometime it is all the time, and sometime you know it is in intervals. Like the mind takes me somewhere, and then probably I'll pay attention to it, pay heed to it. Uh, my body might react to it, and then then I leave that thought, and then the other comes, and then the third comes, and the fourth comes. But in any case, I could say the level of peace has increased in a sense that you know uh, the the waves that were flowing in the heart that are no longer there. So I think being happy is good.
You must trust that what has brought you to this point can bring you to your ultimate point of freedom. You must trust this. Very rare for even someone to have this simple testimony that now I can experience the truths and it stays for a while, but then some strong impulses can come from the mind and I get drawn in again. You see how many, if you start talking to people outside, how many can say even like this? And suppose that in the first satsang you came and I told you don't believe the next thought, and immediately all the thoughts stopped getting belief and you became the most peaceful one. Yeah? Then what will happen is that this thought of arrogance will come. Oh, you're so good. See, people don't get it in so many satsangs, and just first satsang you came and you got it. Then this thought might have become very attractive to you. That can lead to spiritual ego or arrogance or complacency. So life knows what it is doing. It will play like this back and forth for a while, and more you will find yourself in the refusal to believe your thoughts. You will find yourself more and more unaffected by the changing of the appearances. If you look back, you will see that it is the most unlikely sequence of events which got you to satsang. You had no plan to be in satsang with Ananta ever, isn't it?
Yes, that is true.
It just happened that it happened like this. The couple told you something, you might or might not have listened. You might or might not have agreed to come, but you came.
He's been
You
telling
might
me
not.
this for the past 6 months, but I think it was the right time, or that was the moment when it has to come. So it eventually came, and I was drawn into it. And now, uh, in my mind, I know that I have to wake up at 11 and 10:58. It's just like you're waking me up, and I'm like, oh, I need to do the most important thing of the day. And so it's just pure grace, I would say. It's a blessing, and it's your grace, and I feel truly honored with that.
This grace will carry you through. We're so used to trying to plan and do things properly and make sure that we are even doing the spirituality properly. Now we can drop that. We can drop these concepts that I want to get it right. Nothing needs to be done. Just let the flow continue how it is. You cannot escape it. One of the teachers I used to go to for a while, Ramesh Bansekar, he used to say, I believe he heard it from his teacher actually, Nisargadatta Maharaj. He used to say that your head is already in the tiger's mouth. Your head is already in the tiger's mouth. Now, the tiger will decide when it has to be snapped up and how much time it has to be in the. But you have nothing left to do now. There's no way you can escape. There is no way you can fight the tiger. You can try to pretend that you can escape. You can try to pretend that you can run from satsang. But actually, there is already too much love in your heart. You will not escape.
Thank you so much.
Very well. It can happen like this. I remember Amaya was here a few minutes ago. She just stepped out, but Amaya was in satsang, and it's in the US. She's close to Hawaii or in Hawaii, and it's not the best time for her. You see, satsang is not the best time, but life created situations where, for a long period of time, she was there in every satsang. Maybe for 7, 8 months, she didn't miss a single satsang. Just life created the possibility for her. She had to be up late in the night caring for her parents, and she was just available during satsang time. You see? So if the openness for truth is there, then you will find that life will create the circumstances where you find it. Nitya says lost connection. Oh, I see. Bhagwati, can you only follow? Can only follow on YouTube now. Please tell Father, thank you so much for me. Oh, you're so welcome. Amaya is coming back. I see. Very good. Namaste, my dear. You're able to hear on the Hangout now, well?
Are you speaking
Yes,
to
my
me?
dear.
Can you hear me now? Yes?
Yes.
Oh, good.
I was just asking whether you're able to hear on the Hangout well now?
Yes, I can hear fine. Last time I was here, you couldn't hear me. And so I
Oh,
don't
I
know
see.
if it was bandwidth or what, but this time it's good.
It's very good. Yes, I hear you very well now.
Great.
Yeah.
It's beautiful to be here.
Oh, it's so beautiful to have you. You were just sharing about you actually. I wonder whether you heard from outside.
No,
Yeah. Vikas was saying that how it seems to be just happening that he can just manages to wake up when the satsang time comes. So I was saying that you were here a few minutes ago, and for maybe 7, 8, 9 months you were here constantly in satsang. No satsang you missed. And although the times were not the best times in Hawaii, but life created the circumstances where it worked out, isn't it?
yes. Still, I'm taking care of elderly parents, so I'm on night duty which means that 5:30 in the morning for your satsang, I can often be here, as it turns out, from things keeping me up in the night and needing to watch. So it's been very auspicious.
If there is openness for truth, then life creates the circumstances in which the truth will come. Because the truth is already actually there, isn't it? We're just in the play about that. It creates the right circumstances for us to find our freedom. Like Mujiji says, if you want to be free, then nobody can stop you.
And I was just reading in your transcripts, I work with the book, and how you've often said, oh, just stay in satsang and that will make sense, and just stay in satsang and that will get clear, and just keep coming and that will go away, and you'll understand, or you'll know, and or you'll experience. Those words don't work, but it's been so true. I just can't believe how much has fallen away, and I even sometimes want to come and bring something to you, but your message is so clear already somehow in my heart that it answers itself with your presence, and I'm not so good at gratitude like the people with the tears, but so grateful.
And we're also grateful to you as well. So beautiful to always have you. Thank you for all the
the three biggest ones.
Yeah.
The three biggest ones were when I get angry, sometimes, even though it's just a flash, how can I be free? And I realize now how auspicious even that is, because it kept me coming, the grace attack kind of thing. Out of nowhere, something would come when you feel free. The second one is, how can I be sure that I won't have to come back next life, that it's really, really done, And then that began feeling so ridiculous when all there is now, this presence now. And I think those were the two. The third one is, but we're supposed to look like you and Muji and Ramana, And I don't know, somehow that just fell away too, because it's I don't know what to say, but you know what I mean? So for years since Papaji, those three have been here, and I just wanted to tell you that even if they come back, it's so insubstantial,
This is very good. Very good, very good. And like she said so beautifully, that if you just stay in satsang, then all these strong questions, which seem so strong initially, then can start just defrosting, like melting. Like my master says, like ice in some warm water. It doesn't have to explode all at one shot. Sometimes it just melts very beautifully and we don't even realize. And then when we're contemplating the past, sometimes we think, what were the questions that used to bother me? Or what were my questions a year ago? And you look at these questions and you say, wow, it's all just gone. It's so clear now. And I can say,
Can I
I'm
say
sure.
one more?
Yes, my dear, of course.
Just one more thing is, I found, everything's so ordinary. Just watch a movie or nothing, all the spiritual stuff to find yourself and everything. It's just becoming more and more ordinary. Cook the dinner and all those things, and it's okay to just let go of everything and just keep really vigilant with not believing your next thought. Is that true?
Yes. That is more than enough. It is the best. It is the best.
Good.
Nothing weird, nothing difficult, no spiritual hoops we have to go through. Just this simple regularness, like she's saying ordinary, Namaya saying. Like that I say regularness. Just the regular stuff. No, not even miracles, nothing needs to happen. Just the day-to-day life, we find that we cannot believe our thoughts anymore. That we are refusing to believe our thoughts anymore. And in that itself, there is so much space, there is so much freedom, because we are not identifying as the false. Very good. Thank you so much, dear. Love you.
Love you.
Zoe wants to come in. Yes, yes, there is space. She is already here. Okay. Also, we make some space for Zoe. Thank you so much, my dear. Or two of you, Dinan and Sukhbir made space. One of you can come back. One more. Yes. Maybe Dinan and Sukhbir can both come back because there are two spaces. Zoe is here. I don't see you on camera, my dear.
Namaste, Father. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very good.
I just there's a lot of stuff happening at the moment that's threatening to pull me out of myself, and I just wanted to sit with you for a few minutes and remind me of who I am, and that will be enough.
So today is Friday. Tomorrow is the big day, is it?
Yeah, it is. That's right. And then we travel away for Christmas on Monday. So everything has to be ready before we go away too. So there's busy stuff, but it's yeah. I think I'm just trying to rest in myself as all the activity happens. So
You said that all these things are trying to pull me away from myself. Pull me away from myself. Then what would you be? If I'm away from myself, there would be a new one, or would there be two then?
very silly. Yes, it's very silly.
So in spite of anything that might happen, anything might happen. Okay? But you will only be, there is no option for you actually. I'd like to say that I have options, I can become this, I can be this, I can. There is no option. You only be the witnessing it. This pure seeing is what you can only do. Nothing else you can do. Even ultimately, the being itself is an appearance for you. The waking state is an appearance for you. The sleeping state is an appearance for you. The frantic state is an appearance for you. The resting state. It's all appearances, different, different, different. But you cannot be pulled away from yourself. Even you don't have that power. Even awareness does not have the power to not be awareness anymore. Water cannot decide I will become land. And land cannot decide I will become water. Somehow it's like water had the ability to believe that it can become land. But does it change? It does not change. Gold cannot become silver, silver cannot become gold. But gold has somehow picked up the idea that I can become silver. And after being in satsang for some time, we can have this thing that silver is calling me, just make sure that I don't become silver. You cannot. You can only be gold. So these identities that seem to still be strong, the strongest one, we see the wife, the mother, all these identities seem to stay persistent for some time till all these events can come, and then you see, oh, this thing can still push my button. But I am just, where am I in all of this? And it might be the biggest worry, the biggest tsunami in the mind, but where am I in all of this? Can I jump over from the awareness to become something in the appearance? Or am I only kidding myself? And you see this in this moment, it is transcending a part of the identity which still seems to be pushing some buttons. That's why this moment is grace, because it helped you to transcend this part. See, like I was telling Vikas earlier, is that if none of this would come, then we would become very complacent and almost arrogant. This one keeps us in check. Keeps us in check. Keeps our head bowed down. This one. This one keeps our head bowed down. It's not, we're not going around saying, oh, nothing, anything. We lose the potential to nurture a spiritual ego. Keeps us very sweet and humble. Keeps us very. So it must be the Sadguru's will that makes this grace also happen. Because the Sadguru never wants anyone to become a spiritual ego. Maybe just because it just causes too much trouble. But even this identity will be transcended. And you can already see what is. You can see in the now that you cannot become this person. The best part about satsang is that nothing ever changes. It's basically the same thing over and over again in different ways. It's like home. You know you're coming home, then nothing really ever changes. Like parents' house. When you go to your parents' house, nothing changes. It's basically the basically just reminding you of the home which is there in your own heart, always available to you. This peace, the truth. Sometimes I wonder that if I was on my deathbed, when I am on my deathbed, how would I have wanted events to turn out? Now, on my deathbed, maybe I would have wanted everything to have turned out in the worst case scenario. Because it'd be so much more exciting and fun to remember it like that than things going on. So, what seems like the worst case scenario now, when we're thinking about the future, doesn't seem so bad when we look back at it in the past. Enjoy the comedy of life. If you forget to laugh, then it'll become like a tragedy. But you remember to laugh when you see it as a comedy. It's good you came.
Thank you, Father. Thank
So
you.
well. And give Mike a big hug if you don't speak. And give him a big birthday hug from me and from all of us in the Sangha. And so many more beautiful years of us together. So much love to him.
Thank you, Father. Thank you. I will tell him. I love you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
And may the Guru's grace give you all the patience or whatever skills are required for the big event tomorrow. May all happen with His
Thank
grace.
you.
My blessings are always there. See, for Mike, I'm always grateful. I'm always grateful because he lets Zoe come. Not only does he let her come, he also participates. Again, it can be very difficult for the partner, especially if it's a new thing. Satsang, if it's a new thing for one of the partners, the other partner can often have some very strong struggles with this. What is this satsang thing? Oh, you found some Indian master now. It can be very weird. I can understand. Not necessarily. I'm always grateful to him. And he's definitely part of the family as well now, which is also so beautiful.
Yes. Yes. I could never have imagined that this would happen. Not in a million years. And it's such joy. Such joy.
And just stay with this joy in your heart. Know that if there is something important in life, it is this. The rest is all just coming and going.
Amen.
It's like Indian wedding. Actually reminding Indian wedding. In Indian wedding, especially the North Indian one, not necessarily the South Indian ones, it feels like all the guests just come to point out some issues, to point out something wrong or something. It's no fun going to a wedding unless there are people pointing out hundreds of things which are going wrong. I go to weddings now just to enjoy. Okay, what is it? What is it that people are saying? So somebody's saying he's lying drunk somewhere and he's forgotten that he's supposed to come on time for a wedding. All these kind of things. Oh, the food has been lying outside for 2 hours. Oh, it's just so much. Just enjoy it as a show that you paid, you bought tickets for this comedy show and you're going for it. Don't try to manage it. If you try to manage something, it becomes too much to bear. Don't try to control it or try to manage it. It just flow. Let God do the work. That's why he says that, half jokingly, he says that God is my secretary. It is not words from arrogance, you see. It is just that consciousness itself is doing everything. So why do I have to take the trouble? So God gets all the praise and God gets all the blame. And God gives all the praise and God gives all the blame. It is only God playing as all these various expressions. Sometimes the mind can say, but I just wish that they would remember that they are God. All that is required is for us to remember that they are God, not for them to remember. Very good, right? That's love. Bhagavati ji says, I love you so much, Father. So grateful for your presence with us every moment. You remind us who we are whenever we should forget. Thank you. That's my only job. Thank you so much. Okay. You see, sometimes I look at all of you and I feel just like I feel about my kids. As parents, you feel that I wish they don't have to go through anything and all their suffering. May God give it to me. It can seem like that. This kind of prayer can come. But then some intelligence comes and says, but it's good. It's grace that some suffering also comes to your children so that they wake up to the true sense of who they are. And all of you, I look at you and I say, I'll see how just a few weeks or few months, some of you, rare are those who have been here for more than a year, you see. So just a few months it's been for most of you, and so much light is shining from you now. So much light. So many concepts have been dropped, so many concepts and ideas have been dropped just in the simplicity of satsang. All kinds of concepts, even the spiritual ones, have now gone, isn't it? This beautiful simplicity remains. And I see that all of you are now starting to struggle with words. What do I see? What do I see? This is very beautiful. All of you are such a beautiful gift to me from my own master. And I'm always in service to this beautiful Sangha. The first few ones when Ram, Jyotika, Bhakti, these people started coming, little more than a year ago. I used to keep wondering, who are you people? Who are you guys? Where are you from? Who has sent you? Tell me the truth. Because I used to feel they're such just angels, you see, beautiful angels. Of the same I feel for all of you. Many times I really forget who is the teacher and who is the taught. Mhm. I learn so much from all of your great devotion and love and presence. And so I have no hesitation to say that I am forever at the feet of this Sangha. Forever. I don't come and tell you maybe individually so much because then it has some potential for some spiritual ego to come. That's why I just say to the whole Sangha. But I don't mind sitting at any of your feet. It's so beautiful. Thank you, Bhagwati ji. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dee. Like Om is here now. The first few times he said, let's have a Skype session or something. I was like, but why would he want to? What is so? I remember he used to say that make sure you're able to connect online when you do the satsang. It used to be only 4 5 people coming in. Just make sure you get on Skype. He would tell all of them also that make sure you're carrying your laptop or something like that.
But like things really started shifting only once the Sangha sort of came together.
Yeah. I remember this one. Okay, I don't know whether he'll. I'm saying something without his permission.
No, please.
So I remember that Jyotika once came and she was little agitated right in the beginning. She was a little agitated. So I said, "What is bothering you?" She says, "I have a friend who's saying that I am completely free or something like that." What is it you said?
There's no I.
There is no I or something like that. And she said that I've been coming to satsang, but I don't get this. I don't get this. And there's this friend who's like, and I met Om on Skype, and I knew the first time that must have been him who said like that. Who's this one? Huh? Is he a captain or a pirate?
How are you, Ananta?
Very good, my dear. How are you?
Yeah, good, good. Maybe half an hour more work and time to stop and relax.
Oh, you're working so hard for your own party, huh?
Yeah, outside. I'm enjoying it. Enjoying it. I've got my man cave now. I've got a TV in the shed, so the cricket is on, and I'm doing
Oh,
some work out there.
I see. I see. Who's winning?
Always Australia. Always Australia.
Wait till you come to India.
I'd love to go and see a match or the 2020.
Yes. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm sure you will actually tomorrow. So much love to you, my dear. Thank you so much for all that you do.
Thank you, Ananta, and love back to you. I'm glad I had the chance to talk to you this evening.
Have a wonderful day tomorrow, irrespective of all the events and all the frantic activity. Remember that you are the self itself, the unmoving one, in spite of all of this drama which will unfold in your presence. You are untouched by all of it. Enjoy every moment for what it is. Have loads of fun. So much love from all of us in the Sangha to you and to your beautiful family.
And my love to you. Such beautiful words. Such beautiful words. Thank you.
Thank you, Prema said you are the greatest gift for this one. Thank you so much, my dear. Thank you. Thank you, Dinan. Lizal, thank you so much. Adam, thank you. Jyoti says, thank you, Anantaji. I just want to sit and keep listening to your uplifting and enlightening words. Thank you, Jyoti. Meera says, I just want to sit at your feet, Father, forever. I love you so much. Love you, Meera, my dear.
She's saying she misses you a lot.
Yes. When is she allowed to move around now? Yeah. Yeah. Meera, when are you allowed to move around? And if you're not, maybe I will make a visit to your place.
Telling you maybe you should offer to go satsang at your place.
Oh, it might be a little. Thank you, Julio. Maybe we can play a song or somebody can sing a song. Feel like a song.
I just want to explain to you that we're singing the different names of gods and goddesses, but it's all racist to the Supreme Lord that dwells within our hearts. So you feel fully free of just expressing. You can dance if you feel like, clap your hands, sing with open hearts. It doesn't matter if your voice doesn't sound very good or not. What matters is the heart. So you just enjoy. And we continue with Sitaram. Jai Jai Ram, Sitaram, 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 Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram, Sitaram, Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram, Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram, Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Shri Murti, Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram, Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram, Sitaram, Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Sitaram, 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 Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Sitaram, 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 Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Sitaram, Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram, Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Sitaram, Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram, Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram, Sitaram, Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Sitaram, Jai Jai Hanuman, Sitaram, Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram, Ramana, Sitaram, Jai Jai Ram, Sitaram,
ओम श्री सद्गुरु रमना की राम जी की
श्रीमती जी की
Sri Ananta ki
Wherever you
jai.
appear to be identity, personally.
Yay!
Jai.
Yay.
Yay!
Jai!
Jay.
Sangha ki jai.
Jai.
What's the next song? Are you playing something else?
I think she's frozen, Father.
No, the video seems to be moving.
Yeah.
Maybe it went on mute.
There she is.
Where they may arise in the course of separation, but that be eternally absorbed. May these bodies, these forms be only vessels for the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of truth. May all interactions, every encounter, be only in separation. Where there remains the diverse senses, may that be absorbed. Where there may still arise attachments of what is past, what we aspire for in the future, what we believe we are, may that be the divine presence. May belief become experience. aspirations be fulfilled. May the desire for liberation be so be it. Om Shanti.
Thank you all so much. Love you all so very much. Maybe Lizal can end with her invocation before we close satsang today.
Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Dhyanamoolam Guru Murti, Pujamulam Guru Padam, Mantramulam Guru Vakyam, Mokshamulam Guru Kripa, Mokshamulam Mujiji Kripa, Mokshamulam Anantaji Kripa. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu, sarvesham shantir bhavatu, sarvesham purnam bhavatu, sarvesham mangalam bhavatu, sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramya, sarve putrani pashantu, ma kaschit dukkhapat bhavet. Asato masat kamya, tamaso ma jyotir kamya, mrityur ma amritam kamya. Om Purnamida Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Thank you all so much for being in this satsang today. Sadguru Shri Mujiji ki Jai.
Jai. Ananta ji ki Jai.
Jai.
Yay!
Yay.
Jai.
Jai.
He's not coming back.
Come back. Because Ananta says you will come say Jai again. Come. She's shy now.
Is she coming with you in February?
Oh, I've got a broken heart about it because I wanted her to come.
Oh.
But we're not going to manage it. I really wanted her to come, but it will have to be next year.
Yeah.
That's also why I can't come too long.
Yes. Thank you, Bhagwati ji. Wonderful moderation today, and great music as well. Thank you.
Anna, love you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Shall we sing for Mike?
Yes,
Hare
yes.
Rama, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mike. Happy birthday to you.
Hey, good. The first time I'm hearing this.
Thank you.
Never heard this version. I'm sure you've also not heard this version. Oh, happy birthday.
And it's also traditional to say a Sanskrit chant,
Yes.
which means long health, good life. It goes like this: Om Trayambakam Yachamahe Sukandim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrichor Mukshyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yachamahe Sukandim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrichor Mukshyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yachame Sukandim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrichor Mukshyamamritam.
Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Thank you, Lizelle.
Thank you for moderating, beautiful Bhagavati ji. Thank you.
Singing and chanting. So much.
Mia loves you. She wants to say hello.
Oh. Love you too.
Happy birthday, have a good party.
Mike.
Thank you. Is it?
Yes,
well,
on.
Thank you so much. Wonderful.
The party.
Thank you.